All right, so welcome to our last class for July. We're going to talk about our true nature today. I've had a hell of a week myself, and also just feels like there's a lot of stuff coming up for many of us in the community and just in and around, my life for other people as well around core beliefs about what it means to be able to connect with our true nature. And just really, opening to my life as it is right now with my name, Welcomes Without Exception. I was like, well, yes, I'm going to have to talk about this then. So I want to thank you all for joining us today and for your continuing loyalty to your meditation practice. Despite the ups and downs, there's going to be times when it's all bliss and love, and then there's going to be times when you get thrown into the depths. And I've definitely had a week of being just thrown into the depths and just chaos and confusion, and that's part of it. And that's just part of it. So in a moment, you're going to have some time. In a few moments, you'll have some time to introduce yourself and to check in and let me know where you're joining us from in the world. But we're going to begin with some centering and grounding and reconnecting with our mantra. And then I'm going to give my talk about, truly what it means to be connected with our true nature. And then you'll have some chance to respond to that as well, because I think there'll be some response to this. So I'm just going to mute us all. So let's just begin by centering and grounding and breathing. It's each time we come together and, particularly when we're going through those more challenging times, this practice can be a lifeline because it's so much easier to be thrown off. So we can check in like this, remember who we are, remember what we're doing, why we're here. So we're going to just start by feeling the earth underneath us, feeling our connection to the earth through our feet, through our seat. And notice the energy of the earth, the qualities of the earth as you connect with it. And then feel your base of your spine and lengthen up through the whole length of the back of your spine, the back of your head, the crown of your head, opening up through the back of your neck. Space between your teeth, your tongue floats in your mouth, your elbows drop directly underneath your shoulders. And then just opening to the spaciousness of your body and just noticing what's present for you right now in your body. No right or wrong, no better or best, nothing to fix. And then let your attention settle on your breath coming into your lower belly. And just allow the phrases of our mantra to wash over you, noticing how they land. No right or wrong, no better or best. Just see how it feels today. Remembering I'm intrinsically good without exception, that I've been given this precious opportunity of my unique life. I find ways to engage in my daily practice in my everyday life. When I open to the vastness, stillness, silence, peace, and stability of the earth, that vastness, silence, stillness, peace, and stability opens into my body and being. Remembering that my heart is open, tender, and responsive, I enter into my relationships as part of my daily practice in my everyday life. And before we go into the talk and come into circle today, especially given the topic of our circle, I know you all know our guidelines and rules, but the way that we practice loving kindness and self-love here is that we speak from our own experience. We use the words I, not you. And we know that each person here is always whole and complete, and they don't need to be fixed or changed. And so there's no need to give advice or rescue anybody. So in July, and actually in August, we're going to continue this theme. We're focusing on the 3 jewels. And in Buddhism, these terms are called the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. And in yoga, we often refer to these as our awakened nature or our true nature, the teachings, and our community. And these 3 things are inextricably linked. And one of the things that I see many of us, including myself, struggling with is our awakened nature or our true nature. And we forget that we are always awakened. We are always connected with our true nature. And it goes back to the first line of our mantra, remembering that I'm intrinsically good. And when we say those phrases to ourselves, good doesn't mean good or bad. There's no value placed on it, but it refers to our always open and awakened nature. So when we repeat the phrases, remembering that I'm intrinsically good, we're actually referring to the words in the final phrases of the mantra that we speak, which is that we are always open, tender, and responsive. Meaning that we are open to our life as it is, without adding our thoughts about it, without adding our ideas about it, without adding on core beliefs about it, that we are tender and that we know intuitively what needs to happen, and that we are responsive, and that we can respond without judgment or reservation. That is our true nature. That is our awakened nature. That is our basic goodness, not good or bad. There's no, let's just throw that all out. Let's just throw out any value systems that we have, because they're so harmful and they're so judgmental and they do not help at all. So not good, not bad, but open, awakened. That's our true self. we forget this again and again and again. So I'll probably cover this again and again and again. I'll keep reminding you. The problem is that we cover over our awakened nature, our true nature, our basic goodness. And that's why we do yoga. That's why we practice yoga. That's why we practice our meditation, to see through these coverings until we can experience our awakened nature. It's like the sun beneath the clouds. The sun is always there, but we get confused. We think we're the clouds, not the sun. And there are two ways that we cover over our basic goodness. We cover over our basic goodness with the veils of conflicting emotions and the veils of knowables. So the veils of conflicting emotions are our ideas about things, and the veils of knowables are our core beliefs. And through our meditation, we see through these veils and blockages. We have core beliefs. We get all triggered, and our mind takes off, and it runs off with a narrative. And we get all caught up in a veil of the conflicting emotions. And with our meditation, we're creating the stability to come to resting and notice when we're caught up, so we can step out of the narrative. So I really wish Paige was here today, because I know she let me know that she wasn't going to be here today, but she had asked me to talk about this, about core beliefs. And I'm going to talk about one of the core beliefs today, because I've seen this core belief coming up in various places in the forum over the week. It's been coming up a lot in my life, but I've also seen it just kind of like rampant across social media. I guess because it's been coming up in my life, but also because I've noticed it coming up in the forum. You know, just like when something comes up, it just like kind of explodes everywhere. So that's what's been happening. So, you know, one of the core beliefs in our circle, especially, but it's a culturally held belief, is that to be good, or to be spiritual, or to be connected with your true nature or your awakened nature, is that you need to be perfect or healthy or pain-free. And by the way, I'm going to swear today, so if you don't like that, then you're just going to close your ears for that part. But you need to know that this is absolute bullshit. There's a core belief that if you were in touch with your true nature, you wouldn't be ill or in pain. And hear me again when I say that this is absolute bullshit. The core belief that the only kind of well-being worth having is physical health, or the only way that we can be connected with our true nature is when we are healthy, is absolute and total bullshit. You need to hear me when I say that you are not a failure if you are in pain. You are not a failure if you're ill. And you're not a failure if you have a chronic illness. Physical health is not a be-all and end-all or a touchstone for well-being. You know, you can look at, I can think of right now in this very minute, people who are pictures of physical health, but who's, okay, I told you I'm going to swear today, but whose minds are completely fucked up. You know, when physical health is not present, when you are in pain, when you're experiencing discomfort or fatigue, and you're buying into this false core belief that you've done something wrong, or that you're unworthy in some way, that you're wrong. And what's happening is that from the perspective of, you know, our lineage, this meditation that we're doing, you know, you're closing off to the situation. You're resenting the situation. You know, you're literally beating yourself up for it. And there are a lot of charlatans out there selling snake oil disguised as wisdom. And what happens is that this wisdom is actually alienating you from your true self. And it disconnects you from your openness to what is actually happening in the present moment. Any possibility of being open to whatever's happening, any sense of self-compassion, any sense of self-nurturing that might be possible. And what happens is that you end up turning away from yourself. There's shutting down that happens. Tension gets layered onto our body. And in its place, feelings of guilt and shame and inner violence are ushered in. So we really need to be clear that this is a core belief that is held in our culture. And it's just not true. And when we start to, tear down these core beliefs, it will free us to be open to our experience as it is. And that's all that means to be connected with our true nature. Our true nature is something that we are never separate from. Do not ever beat yourself up for what is happening in your body. It's never, ever worth it. Do not judge yourself. And above all, be gentle with yourself. Our true nature it's naturally open. It's open to our life as it arises. It's open to the bliss, it's open to the love, it's open to the joy, but it's indiscriminating. It's also open with tenderness and compassion and self-nurturing to the pain, to the discomfort. It's open to the fatigue. It's open to the tension. It's open to it all without judgment. This is the way of peace. This is the way of awakening. This is the way of deep self-kindness. This is the way of becoming our own best friend. And this is the way to open to our own unique present situation with tenderness, with kindness, with freshness, not with all the stories about what should and shouldn't be happening, but with freshness, with what's actually happening, with curiosity. It takes courage not to just add all those layers of what everybody else says we should be doing. We don't have to be anything other than what we are. We don't have to change or fix ourselves. We simply open to what is, to what's true for us. And, I know of what I speak. For the last 5 days, and I think, knock on wood, I'm turning the corner now, but I've been in a migraine episode. And it's painful, and that pain just, it's really hard to be present when you're in that kind of pain. And that's really when it's so easy to turn away from yourself. And it's so easy to judge. And it's so easy to open up to those core beliefs. And it's when our practice becomes more important than ever. It's when that connection with the earth and that connection that we have with the love and the nurturing energy that we've received there, that knowing that firsthand and being able to connect with that in our lives is so important. because otherwise it's so easy to get caught up in that dogma. And I'm not saying that we don't reach out for help, because that's part of being open to what's happening. You know, because I was talking about before the recording started, you know, knowing that yesterday I couldn't do it anymore. And it was because my nervous system was just so fried from being in pain for so many days, and reaching out to get help to bring the nervous system down, because it just couldn't handle any more sensory input. So that's part of it, right? That's being connected and open to what's happening, not turning away from it. It's being, okay, I can't do this anymore. I need help. See, and that's how the 3 jewels are connected, right? Because we can reach out to the community that's available to us, to be able to receive help, to be able to, somebody else to be able to give help. You know, when that acupuncturist saw at the community acupuncturist saw my form, he was like, migraines, I love migraines. I know I can help migraines, right? It gave him great joy to be able to help me yesterday. You know, we try so hard to be in our tiny little brains, to figure it all out, to solve all our little problems. And it doesn't work that way. But when we open up to what is happening, when we're open, tender, and responsive, right? Open to what's happening. My nervous system is fried. We're tender. We know intuitively what needs to happen. There's that community acupuncture place. I bet they could bring my nervous system down. Sunday afternoon, call them, see if they can help me. And we respond without judgment or reservation. Call. Do you have appointments? Yes. Get an appointment. You know, that's what it means to be connected to your true nature, not like, I shouldn't be having these 5 days, too long, shouldn't be having this, should be able to do it. I'm a yoga teacher, I'm a meditation teacher, I'll sit in meditation, should be able to figure this out. No, it's bullshit. Right? Open. This is beyond me. I can't do this anymore. So no matter what's going on, we're always whole. Always. Always unconditionally valuable. You know, it's so interesting in my life right now, because there's so much happening right now in my life where I'm being pulled up and out, and there are people coming in that want to collaborate with me, and really exciting stuff. And yet each one of these, you know, they're really amazing companies that are doing adaptogens and nervines and like amazing mushrooms and all this stuff that can help support our nervous systems and help support our adrenals, and just are like these amazing natural companies. And yet I realize in connecting with them that I'm going to have to start speaking about my story and why it is that we need to be using, you know, connecting with these kind of natural supplements and stuff. And so it's so interesting in that even in this kind of growth and expansion, there needs to be this connection to see it's not good and bad, right? Everything in your life is important and needs to be shared and not hidden and not kept in the shadows. Is part of who you are. Is part of the bigger picture. So many of us are overstimulated these days. So many of us have nervous systems that are fried. So many of us have adrenals that are just overtaxed. And still, there's a wholeness, and still, we're valuable. We're not individuals to blame for our health failing, for our emotional turmoil, for our bodies being in pain. What we are, each and every single one of us, is so much more profound, so much more simple than any image that we have of ourselves in our tiny, small, little thinking mind. And our true nature knows that these core beliefs, these self-images that we have, these self-definitions are not true. Our true nature is spacious enough. It's open enough. It's loving enough to not harden against these things, to not tighten against our beliefs with judgment and blame. And we can trust in the open and direct experience of our lives. And when we realize this, there's a great relief and there's a huge amount of freedom in this. So I'll open up the lines for you to respond.
Hi, Petra from North Vancouver. Of course, I completely relate to everything you're talking about. Chronic pain condition. It's a really, really good, powerful reminder. Simple as that. Have a lot of push pull every day about what I should be doing and what I need to be doing, and from all angles, from all sorts of things. And that core belief, people's opinions and all I don't know how to explain. I'm not being very eloquent, but it's a tough world to be in if you're ill. And my own mind, it's a tough mind to be in when you're ill. And I'm ill. So thank you for the reminder.
Hi, I'm Donna from Scotland. It's hard. It's a hard thing to give up, that core belief, isn't it? It's difficult to let go of. You know, I've got several chronic conditions. Some are not as bad at the moment as they could be, and it's a really difficult thing to let go of, to say it's okay to be like this, because the culture that we're in just doesn't yeah, what Petra said. Just doesn't let you be as you are. It's difficult to be as you are.
Hi, I'm Linda from the Netherlands, and like the other speakers, I can relate, to the same, and especially the beating myself up for being better, a better person, or being more fit or more healthy, or after a night of not sleeping, just to go on and ignore the fatigue. So yeah, like Petra said, we all needed to be reminded of this again and again and again, because it's what Donna says too. It's so hard to let it go. not only the society, but it's the first person. We have to start with ourselves. I have to accept myself before I can go on. I think I'm the first person to, yeah. How can I explain to accept that it's not necessary to be perfect.
I'm Nancy, connecting from the Netherlands. Since about a year, I'm also can relate to having pain. For me, the most difficult part is that somehow I can accept it. I still know that I'm intrinsically good, and it's not because of that, but the most difficult part for me is how to continue if you are in pain. You can think I'm good. There's nothing wrong with me, but how enjoy life when you are in pain? That's the difficult part. Even if I accept myself, and it's for me, it's not a matter that I don't think that I'm not good, that it's not allowed to be ill, but I really respect or look up to people who are ill and just go on with their lives. You don't recognize that they are in pain, and that's not something I can do. So it's not being good, because I accept it. It's okay, but I don't like it. In the time that you are in pain, there is no joy, there is no life, there is. So even if you are in connection with your true nature, I can imagine that there are people that are always in pain, that they want to stop living. So for me, I can understand that. And even if you accept it, how can you go through with your life? That's the hardest part for me.
Hi, I'm Lucille in Toronto. I hope it's okay for me to talk about a different kind of pain, rather than physical pain, but emotional pain that goes on through a lifetime because of unhealed relationships. I am very open and I am very welcoming, and yet all these relationships, people who don't get along, this one's not talking to that one, and yet I don't want that to prevent my openness, and I'm having great difficulty right now. I want to invite my children and my grandchildren to spend one day with me this summer, just one day. And I don't know that they will show up, but I am open to each and every one of them. And it's very difficult to see them rolling their eyes at each other, but I don't want that to make me angry. I'm thinking the only thing I can do is keep my heart open, welcome them. This is who I am. I'm happy to see you. I find that difficult, even with having a lot of help with it, because I do have a lot of help with it. This is a different level of pain.
I'm Ivy from New York. I can relate to what Lucille is saying. I am having similar family issues and emotional pain. And it's, for me, an experience like a very dark cloud that follows me around all the time, because I have to constantly think about who's going to relate to who I can be in the room with, who I can say what to. And I can't figure it all out anymore. And in speaking with my husband about it this morning, we just said, we love them all, we are open to them all, and we are where we are, and they either come or they don't, and we have to let it go. And it's very, very hard to not think about it all the time. And very, very hard to think that I should be able to fix this, and I can't. There's nothing I can do or say that will straighten out the mess that has been made. So I just try to get through the days the best that I can. And not to be a Debbie Downer, but it's really great having all of you guys along for the ride. That support is really important.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. I'm Pam from New York, and I totally understand what you said, Ivy, about having all of you here to understand what the pain, whether it's emotional or physical or both or whatever it is. I know that I can come to you all and be supported, and that's very important. Yes, I'm just feeling just very alone in my life at the moment. And it's not that I couldn't reach out. I just, I'm the yoga teacher in town. People look at me and they expect me to smile. They expect me to be spiritual, to not let this kind of thing affect my life. But I found that I've had to say no to invitations because I've been too sick to go or to do. So this whole thing about being good, I'm not sure I'm getting it, Melissa. I'm just not sure because I can't get this judgment self to move over a little bit. I think the most painful thing right now, besides my head at the moment, my mother has stopped talking to me. My mother and I have had a rocky relationship from the time that I can remember, but I've been really working really hard. And it's been succeeding over the past several years. And now I'm going through another bout of crisis in my life and in my health, and she's given up. She just doesn't talk. And the feeling I have is that if my own mother doesn't accept me, who will? And why would they? So I come here and I learn and I forget, or I learn and bury it. I don't know. So I can relate to the physical and emotional pain that's coming through here, and I respect you all for saying it. Well, thank you, Melissa, for being here.
Connecting from Spain, and a lot of what Ivy, Pam, and Lucille have said strikes a chord with what's going on at the moment in my own life. We have, well, I have my husband's children who live in the UK are going through a stage where they're not communicating with us. They feel hurt, and they're due to visit us within the next month. And as yet, we still don't know whether all of them will be coming. And it's a particularly, I have a particularly difficult relationship with one of them. So yeah, it's I too can relate and feel. I enjoyed listening to the teachings, and I'm really grateful that we have this community.
Anybody else want to check in?
I'm Jane, and I'm from the UK. And it wasn't until I became part of this community that I even considered that me having a chronic pain wasn't my fault, because all of my life, from when I can remember, from when I was a teenager, everybody just sighed and said, oh, she's wanting attention, or I was lazy, or I couldn't cope, but it was all said in such a derogatory way. And I just, I guess I'd come to accept that there was something fundamentally wrong with me, and I didn't know what to do about it anymore. And only from coming and being part of this community that I saw things differently and realized that perhaps there wasn't anything wrong with me, that I was letting other people's judgments color how I saw myself, and actually making the pain worse because of the weight that it put on me.
And so I was carrying that as well as the pain that my body threw up almost constantly. So I'm really, really grateful to this community. So thank you, everybody.
Our core beliefs cause us a lot of pain. Our core beliefs that everybody should get along. Our core beliefs that my mother should love me. Our core beliefs that I'm a nice person. You know, they're all bullshit. We have to let them go because they cause us so much suffering. You know, our core beliefs that I can't enjoy life, you know, wherever the rub is for you, there's a core belief there that's just causing you suffering. And it's causing you confusion and suffering. And it's not the truth of the situation, right? If you open to the situation, that's not what's happening. What's happening is something else entirely. What's happening is people aren't getting along. Your mother, for whatever reason, hell, I can relate to that one, doesn't like you, isn't talking to you. You know, I don't know that, you know, it sucks. It's uncomfortable. I get it. And where the discomfort comes in is when we're like, well, it shouldn't be this way. I should have slept through the night last night and I would be having a much better day today. Well, guess what? You didn't. So what? You're going to beat yourself up about it all day today and you know, taskmaster your way through it? You're going to beat yourself up for the rest of your life because your mother doesn't like you? Yeah, that fucking sucks. I know. I get it. I totally get it. You should see the backhanded weird fucking Christmas gifts my mom sends me. Fucking weird shit that will mess up your fucking brain for the rest of the year.
Oh, hell. Oh my gosh.
You gotta let that shit go, man, because it'll just mess with your brain, and it's not what it's about. There's more. There's more. That's the, you know, that's the small, that's the, you know, it's so easy to go there and like, oh, poor me, I'm a tiny little person, not even my mother loves me. Right? Sorry, Pam. I'm kind of picking on you because like it's kind of like that's an easy one to really go at because, right? Like, oh, like really, mama should love us, right?
Yes.
Mama should love us.
Like, what's wrong with me that mama doesn't?
Yeah. What's wrong with me that my mom loves everybody, all my other sisters, but not me?
What's wrong with me that all my children are so fucked up? I gave birth.
Yeah, you must have really screwed up, Lucille.
Oh.
Yeah, and then you stay in here and you go around and around and around and you get stuck in that story. And it's suffering city, and it's like it's small and it's tiny and it's caged in, and then you're a prisoner in your own, and you've got the key. Right? You've locked yourself in this tiny little prison of your own mind.
Let us out.
Yeah, let yourself out. Like, seriously.
Yeah, we have to do it ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's difficult to step out of sometimes out of this situation.
Right. And this is why we have each other. This is why you
Yes.
have the teachings. This is why you come, you do, like this is why you meditate every day, right? Like if you didn't brush your teeth every day, you'd have fuzzy sweaters on your teeth. It's the same with your brain, right?
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to just go like, well, I'm going to go back in this little prison, lock myself in, and get on the hamster wheel and tell myself this story again, because it's so seductive. Let me tell you one about how all my kids don't get along, and about how my mother doesn't love me, and how much pain I'm in, how much suffering I'm in my life. And oh, when I don't sleep at night, it gets worse. The story is like,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm making fun now, but
Mhm.
like you guys can all relate because it's 10 times worse. But you guys all know when you lie down, I think Michelle's got her pom-poms out. When we lie down and you open into your body and you feel even when we at the very beginning of class open into the earth, lengthen up through your spine, even just a minute before you were like in your brain, you open into your body. Oh, there's some space here, right? Doesn't take much. What did that take? 30 seconds? And it's not that all that went away, you know? All that's still there. We're just present. We're just open in a different way. We're present, you know? There's a little bit more space. We're not bracing against what's happening. A little different. So shall we practice? Okay, let's lie down. So you're lying on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. And as soon as you lie down, you're going to lie down in such a way that there's ease in your low back and your pelvis, your upper back, your shoulders, your neck, and your head. You're feeling your 2 feet, your buttocks, your mid-back, your shoulders, your elbows, and your head on the ground. And really feel yourself lying on the earth. Feel the support of the earth and feel how the earth is right there for you. So you're going to scan your whole body. Just notice anywhere in your body where you feel tension. Opening to that tension. Allowing yourself to attend to it. And notice how when you open your awareness to tension, to tightness, to pain, to holding on, that it might shift, it might change, it might stay the same, but just notice how generally there's some kind of fluidity to it. It doesn't generally stay the same. Also, generally it tends to kind of dissolve and release. It's kind of fluid. Feel how welcoming the earth is underneath you. Feel the pull of gravity. Notice how gravity welcomes the tension downward. So you're present with your body. You notice there's a kind of releasing, a kind of relaxing that naturally happens with gravity as you lie down on the earth. And then very slowly, very gently, you're going to open your awareness into your lower legs, feeling your feet, your ankles, your lower legs and your knees, your calves, your shin bones. So opening to any tension, any pain, any holding on, allowing that tension to come forward. Notice how the tension begins to dissolve and flow downward into the earth. And if you feel other parts of your body getting into the relaxation trend, just follow the wisdom of your body. And then come into your buttocks. Feel the connection to the earth. Open your awareness to your pelvic girdle, the bones of your pelvis, the hips, your hip sockets. Allow the tension, tightness, any holding to come forward. And feel it dissolve down through the sides of your hips, through your buttocks into the earth. And then opening your awareness to your upper legs, from your knees, through your upper thighs, your hamstrings, your upper leg bones. Opening to the tension flowing down through your pelvis, through your buttocks and into the earth. Then come to your mid-back, through your torso, the organs in your torso, your belly, your rib cage, your lungs, opening to the tension up through your chest, open to the tightness. Feel the tension. Allow it to release downwards through your torso, through your rib cage, through your mid-back, down into the earth. Feel your connection between your shoulder blades and the earth. Open to the tension in your upper body, behind your shoulder blades and your shoulder joints, up through your upper chest, your upper spine, your collarbones. All of it melt down, dissolve downwards through your shoulder blades and into the earth. Feel your elbows heavy on the ground. Open to the tension in your fingers, your fingertips, the joints of your fingers, your wrists, your forearms. Let it dissolve down through your forearms, through your elbows, and into the earth. And again, opening to the tension, the holding on, the pain in your neck and your shoulders, and letting it dissolve down through your upper arms, through your elbows, and into the earth. And then opening to your head. Feel all the tightness throughout your face, around your eyes, your forehead, your temples, and your scalp. Feel the tightness in your brain, the musculature, your bones, your skull bones, your hair. You're feeling the tension. You're entering into it with your awareness. You're allowing it to dissolve down. And then you're going to take all 10 points. You're going to breathe into your 2 feet, your 2 buttocks, your 2 elbows, your 2 shoulder blades, and your head. And as you breathe in, you're going to feel the tension in your body, open to any tension in your body. And as you breathe out, just let it dissolve down. So on your in-breath, you're feeling tension, feeling density, feeling the tightness. And on the out breath, you're letting it go. So on your in-breath, you're feeling the tension on your body, and on your out-breath, follow the tension down into the earth underneath you. In-breath, feeling the tension in your body, and on the out-breath, you're letting go of the tension and letting it flow down into the earth. And on each breath out, you're relaxing a little bit more fully. Each time you breathe out, you let go, you release a little bit further, your body relaxes a little bit more, you're going to open up a little bit more. And as you release tension, your body opens, and you can sense, you can feel from the inside the space of the earth underneath you. So you're letting your attention lead you down into the earth. And then the next time you breathe out, you're going to let your awareness open and stay in the earth underneath you. So you continue to descend and open. Each time you breathe out, you drop down and descend a little bit more. Open and drop. Letting gravity draw you down. So you breathe out, you open, and you descend. You're opening your awareness and you're letting go of any kind of boundaries underneath you in the earth. So you keep opening and descending, feeling the pull of gravity. So it's still your body. It's still your somatic field that's opening. And there's a sense that the space of your body is opening to the earth underneath you. Very gently opening and descending down. You're in your body. Your awareness is opening and it's descending down and opening and opening. And just feel that sense of relief as you do this. You're no longer restricted in that tiny prison of your mind. You're no longer restricted in that little envelope of your skin. That is so much work, staying in your tiny little stories. You're being invited to let go of all those stories, of all that work, of that tiny little prison. And here you're opening to something much bigger, something much more open, a much more vast, spacious awareness in the earth. And notice how much more relaxed this space feels, how much more open your awareness feels, how much more relaxed you feel. Notice the quality of your mind right now. Notice how the stories are gone. Notice how you feel much more at home here. Much more relaxed, much more connected with what feels like a true sense of yourself. So you keep opening, you keep letting go, you keep descending, you keep dropping. And when you sense you run into a boundary of your mind, you feel into that. You sense where the boundary is. You can notice where you stop descending. Feel it, feel the tension of it, feel the quality of it, and notice that that becomes fluid too, and it dissolves, and you can open and descend further. So as you're descending, it's natural to run into obstacles. It might be that you begin to think about things. You may begin to have visual images of rocks or things that you learned about the earth in school or other images. And it's okay, just let those go. If they're really, really present, you're going to feel into them, sense the resistance, notice how that is fluid and it begins to dissolve. Sometimes it's very easy just to open through the obstacle and let your awareness drop down through it. So you just keep opening and descending down and down and down. And even sometimes thinking and perceptions or memories, they'll just be more like debris, kind of like dreams floating in and out, and just let them fall away if it's like that. So it's all very gentle. You're just allowing your embodied awareness, your body's intuitive feeling to open. And you're feeling this sense of home, the sense of source calling you. There's a deep feeling of longing in your body as you're being called down into the earth. So feel yourself being called back. Feel yourself longing for the depths. Feel yourself longing for the sense of home. Let yourself drop deeper and deeper. And let yourself touch the source of your own life, your own state of being, and all of the life source that comes through you. And as you go down, you can let your awareness spread out and become more vast and feel how easy it is. Feel how relaxed you become. So just keep giving into it, keep surrendering, keep letting go. Let yourself be loved. Let yourself be called into the depths. When you do this practice, you will often feel feelings of tenderness, a sense of maybe soreness or excitement, longing in your heart, and just open to those sensations. Keep opening as you go deeper and deeper and deeper. So you're opening your whole body, you're opening your whole state of being. Let the depth of the earth touch your open body. Let your body relax to deeper and deeper levels. So you can let the back of your body be completely open so that the warmth of the earth, so that the love of the earth can flood the back of your body more fully. So you're going to imagine that you're opening the back of your body, you're opening your skin, you're opening your muscles on the back of your body, you're opening your deep tissue, you're opening your organs, you're opening your heart, you're opening your bones, you're opening your psyche, you're opening all the parts of your emotional body that need to be healed. You're opening anything that wants to be healed so that the warmth, the nurturing, the love, the abundance of life that is the earth's love can flood your body. And you're going to let your body be flooded as you descend deeper and deeper and deeper. So you just keep inviting the warmth and the love and the healing of the earth into your body, especially the parts of your body that feel traumatized, including areas of your psyche and your emotions. You let the healing balm of the earth bathe you and soothe you and heal you. So take your time And we're going to come back up to our circle and close out. Hi, Austin. Okay, thank you all for being here today. Thank you for speaking so honestly about what's alive for you in your lives. And thank you for practicing together. And I will see you on the forum. And feel free to write about your practices on the forum and to support each other in your practice there this week. And I will see you next week. Actually, I won't see you next week. You're going to be supported by some of our leaders next week. So come next week. There'll be, you may get another zinger of a talk from somebody else. And I'm going to be camping. I'm going to be in Strathcona National Park next week. Yes, very excited about that. So I'll see you in 2 weeks in person, but I'll be around between now and then. Namaste.
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 Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I've